Hey guys and gals, Homestead Prepper, and y'all can see what my problem is right there. I got my tree is growing into my house, and I'm going to do a little tree trimming. I guess the ideal way to do this would be to get one of those bucket lifts, and that way I'd be nice and safe. I'm going to be using my ladder, and the problem I've had before with the ladder is when you take out big limbs, they happen to have a tendency to swing around and kick the ladder out from underneath you. So I'm just going to be cutting small limbs here, and when I get back a little farther, I won't be that high off the ground. So let me show you what I'm going to use to do the job. Okay guys, I'm showing you a tool I'm not going to be using, and the reason I'm not going to be using it is because I'm going to be on that extension ladder, and it usually takes me two hands to handle that chainsaw. I can do it with one. However, a few years ago, being cocky and using a chainsaw one-handed ended up in some unfortunate circumstances for me, and I had to get stitches and stuff like that. Anyway, since then, I always use two hands on the chainsaw and wear all of the proper personal protective equipment. And I want to tell everybody that if you're going to do any chainsawing or tree trimming, you should work at your own risk, wear the proper gear, protective equipment, and if you don't feel comfortable, get a pro. But what I'm going to be using up there, and I can handle a lot better with one hand, is going to be my Sawzall. And I'm not using the cordless one because it'll run out of juice real quick up there real fast. It's going to take quite a bit for me to use up the power there from the power company. And I'm going to be using this blade right here. This is 5 teeth per inch. They sell them up at Home Depot, Lowe's, and they really go through some wood. And I'm just, like I said, just trimming the limbs. And I'm going to be probably wearing a hard hat, gloves, and some safety glasses. I guess one of those chainsaw masks would be better, but I don't happen to have one. I recommend you wear one though. Anyway, I think this is going to do the job. Now, I've used this before when I'm taking out stumps to cut out roots, rather than burn up my chain and bar and all that down there in the sand. These things are a lot less expensive, and they'll usually whack right through roots and stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, let me get to it. One other thing I like to do is I like to tie this on here, so when I'm up there it doesn't pull loose and you have to climb back down the ladder and fool with it. Some people like to tie it to the handle, but that always gets in my way. One thing I do, especially when I'm working alone here, is I just saw partially through the limb, and then what will happen is it'll just slowly fall over, and like I said, if you saw through it, it'll swing back and it'll try to kick this ladder out from underneath you. So let me see if I can get some more, get this all the way sawed through.
I heard a crack.
I'm gonna get out of the way. That's a big one right here. It's slowly.
Yeah, the weight of it gonna bring it down.
There we go.
Looks like it's going to come back into the ladder.
Well, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Well, that could have been me, huh? Off, and I got this problem right here where it's up there and it could fall. And what I've done is I've just wrapped my climbing rope. Let me get up here. You can see how I have the rope looped through there. And I did one wrap around the tree, and Mrs. Homestead Prepper is going to be able to hold that rope as I cut that, and it won't fall and she won't strain holding it. So let's do that. Okay, I sawed through it. It's kind of hard to saw through it and photograph everything. Got that thing there. Mrs. HSP has got the rope taut, and she's holding that. So we're gonna undo the rope and pull this thing down. Okay, Mrs. HSP came to the rescue, and with that little loop up there, we can zoom in on it, we were able to lower the branch down here. Yes, and all I did was just get on that end of it and just pull it, and she just let slack on the road. She didn't have to strain herself at all. Well, Mrs. HSP, what do you think something like this would cost to have somebody come out here and do this for us?
Oh, I have no idea. 500,000 maybe?
Yeah, probably something like that. And we saved all the money from not renting a bucket lift too.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, getting more done for your money when you can do as much as you can for yourself.
Yeah, and that $1,000 we say we can put that towards a new Harley.
Wouldn't that be nice? Well, I don't know. I think the comforts of a well and septic at our bug out location would be more to our advantage than a Harley at this moment.
Yeah, guys, that's what is the downside of prepping, is being practical about stuff that you need rather than stuff you want. So the money we save, we're putting it towards other stuff that we want. Okay, guys, you see where that limb is right there? I cut it, and if it hadn't been for this rope right here, that thing would have popped me right in the chest. So if you're going to cut limbs like this, I recommend a safety rope wrapped around the tree. That's all I'm going to say. Well, I guess I did mess up the blade a little bit, but overall, a small price to pay for what I got done. Okay, I got it pretty much done. There is one little limb I need to take care of right there. That one could come out, but I'm crazy, but to a point that is a little high right there, so I need to work out something else to get that one down. But other than that, I'm going to leave the tree like it is. And I did end up using the chainsaw, especially on the bigger stuff. And this guy's right here is actually over my septic tank area. And what I've been using to haul off the logs and works real good is this oxyacetylene welding cart that I got out of a dumpster for free. It works great. And I do have a chipper, but it's only 10 horsepower, and it's only good for stuff like that. And the bigger stuff, the belt comes off. It's just not made for the bigger stuff. I got a little bit of firewood here. I need to cut that a little better, and I'm just going to turn this into a mulch pile, and this will dry out. And this is pretty tall up there, and when it dries out, I'm going to have quite a bit of fuel for a rocket stove or tinder or whatever. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Homestead Prepper out.